How fit should you be to join the military? Well, in this video, I'm going to break it down in exact terms and even give you an idea of exactly where you're at. So for this, we're going to use a simple pyramid, okay? And there are a couple of guiding metrics we're also going to use. I'm going to use the Royal Marines as an example, okay? So we're going to use a 5K time, okay? I'm going to use bleep test. I'm going to use the RMFA. And we're going to use back squat max, okay? Cool. So if you can imagine, we have essentially 3 tiers. So at the bottom, we're going to be struggling, okay? Struggling. In the middle, we're sort of okay. Probably not where we want to be. We're kind of okay. And at the top, we're G to G, okay? We're good to go. So there are our 3 steps in terms of how ready we are to join the military. So we're going to use these metrics, and I'm going to give you exactly an idea of where you should be when you get to the top tier, good to go, okay? So here we go. So very basic. Here's what we need. For bottom tier, this is going to be, and this may surprise some of you, 5K time, okay? We're going to look for 25 minutes plus, okay? 25 minutes and over is going to be considered bottom tier or struggling in my view, okay? Just opinion and experience going into this. So 25 minutes plus, you're struggling. Bleep test, okay? If you can't hit 9 on the bleep test, level 9, again, you're struggling. So here we go. So you can start to build up a picture of this individual. 25-minute 5K and level 9, obviously up to this point as well. RMFA, okay, so push-ups. If you don't know what the RMFA is, push-ups, pull-ups and sit-ups done to the beat for the Royal Marine Standard. Okay, so if we go push-ups first, I'm going to say under 30. Okay, sit-ups, similar, under. I'm going to say 35, purely because the max for the sit-ups, the ceiling is higher. And pull-ups, I'm going to say under 3, okay? Under 3 on the pull-ups. Back squat, 1 RM. This is going to be relative strength, okay? I'm not going to give you a random number. I'm going to give it relative to body weight. So if you can only squat your body weight, back squat, whoops, then again, you're struggling. So we're building out a picture here. So 25-minute 5K or over, up to 9 on the bleep test, 30, 35 and 3 on the relative RMFA scores, then a bodyweight back squat. In my view, that or anything south of that is struggling, okay? Now 1 level up. I'm gonna do this in red. Now we're kind of on the mark, okay? We still need some help, we still have some work to do, but we're getting there, okay? So 5K time, between 21 and 25 mins, okay? Bit of a range there, but obviously you can start to see the idea behind that. Bleep test, we're gonna just go minimum standards, so 10.8 on the bleep test for moderately prepared, okay, 10.8, we're just about hitting what we need to hit. RMFA scores, we're gonna go 35 on the push-ups, we're gonna go underneath 50 on the sit-ups, and we're gonna go underneath 6 on the pull-ups. Again, I would say they're very average scores, achievable for pretty much everyone, okay? With the right system, right protocol, right strategy, we can definitely hit those, absolutely no doubt about it. And then body weight relative to back squat, we want 1.5x body weight on the back squat, okay? Nice and easy. So if I'm 80 kilos, my back squat in this example would be 120 kilos, 1.5 times my body weight, all right? So I'm gonna put this into real terms when we finish off, okay? And if we get to God tier, this is someone who's really, really good, really ready, kind of across the board, pretty well rounded. And I'm going to give you the metrics for sort of God tier or peak tier, okay? So sub 20, 5K, okay? 11.5 plus on the bleep test. And then we're going to go 45, I'm going to write this way this time. 45, we're going to go 60 as a minimum and 10 as a minimum on the pull-ups. So 45, 60 and 10. That's 45 push-ups, 60 sit-ups and 10 pull-ups on there, okay? And then back squat over 1.5x, okay? Body weight plus on the back squat. So you can start to see how this sort of brackets off. So we have 3 archetypes here, here, and here, where you can literally now see where you're sitting. Relative terms, relative to those metrics, those numbers. Okay, numbers don't lie, guys, all right? If we can't hit 5K in a certain time, well, we're just not fit enough over that distance. You can't argue with that, all right? That's just how it works. So if you can hit the top end, fantastic. It doesn't mean we rest, doesn't mean we kind of coast, okay? But realistically, you're pretty good to go, all right? If you can hit these numbers up top. And bear in mind, it's everything. It's not just being able to hit the body weight stuff, not just being able to hit the 5K time. It's everything. So we need a full picture of where we're at. Why is that? Okay, so 5K time, good aerobic capacity test. Bleep test, same. Okay, a little bit of a progressive shuttle run, so it's slightly different to the 5K. RMFA, looking at body weight capacity from 3 different directions. So again, pretty robust and obviously specific to what you guys are gonna have to face if you are joining the military. And then back squat, yeah, again, relative to body weight, how strong are we? And lower body strength is super important if we're looking to go for the military. So that's why we chose those metrics. Again, you can start to see where you're at in terms of readiness to go and join the Marines. Hopefully this dispels any uncertainty for you guys, okay? Obviously, you know, the closer we can get to this individual, the better. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, we shouldn't really be applying for the Marines. This is the Royal Marines, specifically paras again, same, unless we're here. And of course, does that mean if you're here, you can't pass? Of course, it doesn't, right? You can pass out if you're here. You're just making it very, very difficult for yourself. And the reason I would push for you to get to here and get to God tier in terms of readiness is because it just makes the process that much easier. It means you can stroll through CPC and be pretty certain that you can pass. If you can hit a 5K in sub 20 minutes, you can do those body weight metrics and you can hit a back squat at that rate. So in real terms, for that individual, that's a sub 25K. If they're 80 kilos, they're able to squat more than 120, and in their body weight movements and their bleep test, they're well above the minimums. So that's the reason I chose those. Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully that's illuminating for some of you and really starts to hit home actually where we're at. And it should deaden you to the reality of actually the process you're moving through and you're moving along, because a lot of you are taking it for granted, in all honesty. And that's fine, you can do that. But all I will say is, if you want to give yourself the best chance of success, getting yourself to here is 100% where you should be aiming to do. We have clients hit that dizzy height all the time. We get messages every week saying, I've just hit my 20-minute 5K, X, Y, and Z. If you want to work with us, if you want any help getting to that top end, then there's an application link in the description. Fill it out and we'll be in touch. Reference one-to-one coaching with the team. If you're watching this video and you're not interested in joining the Marines, you just want to be better, you just want to be fitter, you just want to be more healthy for life, then same applies. And if this kind of thing hit home and you thought you're at a better standard and actually relative to where we should be, we're not quite there, then we can help you get there. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you got something out of it, guys, please drop a like, comment, subscribe, all those kind of things. And I'll see you guys in the next video.